Came out a 0-0 draw here at Truro tonight. What was your assessment of the game?
Well, it was a proper game of football. I just said to my centre halves and the defensive units, they've probably had to deal with more aerial balls than the most. They will have to in pre-season, really. They had a big centre forward, so they certainly put the ball down our throats, but I was really pleased with that. You play a lot of pre-season games and you come out relatively comfortable. My boys knew they were in a game tonight and they had to defend when they needed to. We were just bereft of a little bit of quality, certainly in the final third and the middle third of the pitch. We never really tidied the ball well enough to get it in a position to deliver that ball. It could have been the pitch, it could have been on the back of a hard week's work. I won't read too much into that because I know I've got players who can produce quality. So the attitude and the application was spot on in terms of the way they went about the game. Another 45 minutes under the belt, and I hope they've come through it with no injuries. That's the main thing at this stage of the season. But full credit to Truro, they were organised, they played a certain way. But I was really pleased with where, certainly for the first hour of the game, we stood up to the physical side of it, because let's be honest, a lot of League Two football is a big physical aspect. And even in the first minute of the game, you got an idea of what the game was going to be like if we were slow on the ball with two passes which were slow, put our keeper in trouble, and then he gets smashed to a certain extent. But that's proper football, so I'm really pleased. It was probably more beneficial than a 4-5-0 win.
Well, I was going to say, speaking to you the other day, you were a bit unsure of what to expect. It's probably a better game than you were expecting.
Definitely. Look, the manager took over, I think, 10 hours ago, late last night or this morning even. But the players obviously wanted to impress him, and rightly so. A manager comes into a football club, the players are desperate to impress. And there was a lot of trialists out there as well. So, look, I'm sure Truro will have a successful season this season, but I'm really pleased with the test they gave us tonight. It's always going to be difficult this stage of the season, with the pitches where they are and the opposition and the amount of work we're putting in the players' legs. Look, if I didn't have quality players, I'd be worried, but I know I've got quality players who can produce better than what we showed tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's difficult to play football on that pitch. It's bouncing all over the place.
It is, but look, I've said to him, I used the Northampton away example last season where it was a difficult pitch to play on. We've got to find a way. We've got to find a way to be more effective and find a way to be better. If we can't tidy the play, we've got to be more effective at a bit of robust football down the middle of the pitch, and we probably had that in the second half with Ryan and Ben working together and Lee's legs in and around them. So you've got to find a way to play. Every circumstance, every environment, every opposition, every challenge you come up against is going to be different. We can't always play the perfect game when we're on top of our game. We've got to find a way to be effective and efficient against it in situations like that.
Yeah, and you said the players have had a hard week of training. Were they training this morning as well?
Yeah, they trained today, yeah. It's pre-season, and look, they played 45 minutes tonight, so they've done an hour session today, and rightly so. It's high intensity stuff this time of the year. We're getting the work in the legs. We put a lot of work in them with a double session yesterday, and that's part and parcel of pre-season. We don't read too much into results. It's all about the performances and the processes and the habits we're trying to get this group of players into, and the partnerships which are starting to form all over the pitch. The keepers and defenders will be pleased with a clean sheet. Like I said, I still want more top end of the pitch, but we just weren't quite at it in terms of that respect tonight.
I guess that will come over the course of pre-season.
Of course it will.
The more games
Definitely. And those partnerships defensively will go into partnerships in midfield areas and at the top end of the pitch. We weren't far away towards the end of that game in terms of the last half an hour, but the game had settled down to a certain point, and then we were able to get the ball down and play, certainly for the last 15-20 minutes of the game, and then you start creating chances. But Truro defended well. Full credit to them in terms of that, but like I say, I know I've got quality players who can produce and can create chances. It's up to them to get quality ball in certain areas. My biggest positive from tonight was the way the centre halves, goalkeepers and full-backs looked physical up against a physical presence.
No, two signings in the last couple of days. They didn't play tonight. Are they just lagging a little bit in terms of their fitness?
Yeah, well, Robbie only signed today, so it'd be ridiculous to throw him straight in. Nicky came a week later than everyone else, so he's almost a week behind, the same similar to Craig Woodman. So we're building them boys up. They'll get game time next week. The fact we've got so many games in a short period means we're not struggling for game time, but we can't risk them too soon. So the likes of Robbie, Nicky and Craig Woodman will be available next week. Hopefully Lee Holmes has got a slight tight quad as well, so he'll be available. So more good players to come into the fold, and more players we're looking forward to see play, and we're just going to build and build and build throughout the next 4 or 5 weeks. We all know what we're building towards, and that's a tough League Two campaign, but we're looking forward to it. I'm excited about the group I've got. We're still not finished in terms of the markets in and out, and we'll keep assessing that as we go along.